Welcome to English Every Day.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. Let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself sitting with your English book or your phone, staring at the screen, wondering why learning English feels so difficult sometimes? Or maybe you felt like giving up because you haven't seen the progress you were hoping for. You're not alone. Many of us have been there. But here's the thing. Learning English doesn't have to be hard, and it definitely doesn't have to be boring. Today, I want to share some powerful tips with you that will help you stay motivated to learn English every single day, no matter how busy you are or how challenging it might feel at times. If you've ever struggled with staying motivated, then this episode is for you. We all know that the journey to mastering a new language can feel like a long road, and sometimes it can be easy to lose track of why we started in the first place. But imagine for a second, what if you could find a way to enjoy the process of learning? What if you could wake up each day excited to improve your English, even if just by a little bit? It's possible, and in today's episode, I'll show you how. So whether you're just beginning your English learning journey, or you've been practicing for a while but feel like you're losing steam, stick around. By the end of this episode, you'll have a few simple but incredibly effective strategies that will help you stay on track and keep your motivation strong. But before we dive in, let me tell you this. Learning English is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about creating a lasting habit that becomes a part of your daily life. It's about enjoying the process and celebrating every little victory along the way. You'll soon realize that the more fun you have with it, the easier it becomes. So let's get started. Stay tuned because I'm going to reveal the first tip that will completely change the way you look at learning English every day. Part 1. Set small goals. The power of achievable milestones. Now let's talk about the first and most powerful way to stay motivated when learning English. Setting small goals. Have you ever set a big goal for yourself, like I want to be fluent in English by the end of the year? That's a great ambition, and it can definitely inspire you to start. But here's the problem. Big goals can often feel overwhelming, and when you don't see quick results, it can lead to frustration or even give up on your dreams. So instead of aiming for the impossible, why not break it down into smaller, achievable steps? Let me explain this with an example. Imagine you've set a goal to learn 50 new words in 1 week. At first, it might sound exciting, but after the first day, you might feel like it's a lot of work. By the end of the week, you might only learn 20 or 30 words, and that's when disappointment starts to creep in. You might feel like you're not making enough progress, and you might even start thinking, what's the point? I'll never reach my goal. Now, let's try a different approach. Instead of pushing yourself to learn 50 words in a week, let's aim for 10 words a day. It's a smaller goal, right? It might feel easier to handle, and by the end of the week, you'll have learned 70 new words. That's far more than the 50 you aimed for, and I promise you'll feel a lot more accomplished. When you set small, specific goals like this, they become more manageable, and you'll notice something incredible happens. You start achieving them, one by one. Each time you check off a small goal, it's like a boost of motivation. It shows you that you can do it, and that keeps you moving forward. The key here is to make your goals realistic and measurable. For example, instead of, I want to speak English better, set a goal like, I will practice speaking for 10 minutes today. Instead of, I want to read more books in English, set a goal like, I will read 1 page of my English book every day. Instead of, I want to be fluent in English in 3 months, aim for, I want to learn 5 new phrases every week. These are small, manageable goals that give you a sense of progress every day. And let me tell you, progress feels amazing. The more you achieve, the more your confidence grows. You start to feel like, hey, I can actually do this. And that is what keeps you motivated to keep going. But don't stop there. Celebrate each goal you achieve, no matter how small. Maybe you learned 10 new words today, or you practice speaking for 15 minutes. Take a moment to acknowledge your effort. Reward yourself with something small, like a cup of your favorite coffee, a relaxing break, or just a few minutes of relaxation. This reinforces the idea that learning English is not just about the end result, but about enjoying the journey and the small victories along the way. So how can you start today? Take a moment to think about a small goal you can set for yourself. It could be something simple like, I will review 5 new vocabulary words, or I'll listen to an English podcast for 10 minutes today. When you finish, give yourself credit for completing it. You'll be amazed at how much motivation you'll have to take on the next goal. Remember, the road to learning English is a journey, not a race. By setting small, achievable goals, you're not only making progress every day, but you're also building the kind of positive habits that will keep you motivated for the long run. Part 2. Make learning fun, turning English into an enjoyable experience. Now, let's dive into the third tip that will help you stay motivated in learning English every day, making learning fun. Let's be honest for a second. Learning a new language can sometimes feel like a chore, right? The endless grammar exercises, vocabulary lists, and practice drills, they can start to feel repetitive and at times downright boring. But here's the secret. Learning English doesn't have to be boring. If you want to stay motivated and keep going, you need to find ways to make learning feel like something you actually enjoy, not something you have to do. Imagine if learning English felt as fun as playing your favorite video game or watching a thrilling movie. Wouldn't that make it so much easier to keep learning every day? Here's how you can start turning your English learning journey into a fun and exciting adventure. 1. Watch movies and TV shows in English. One of the best ways to learn English while having fun is by watching your favorite movies and TV shows. But with a twist. Watch them in English. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word or phrase. That's part of the process. Watching movies and shows will help you hear real English in a natural, conversational setting. You'll start to pick up on slang, idioms, and expressions that native speakers use every day. And if you want to make it even more fun, turn on the subtitles in English. It's a great way to connect what you hear with how it's written. Plus, you get to enjoy the story while improving your English at the same time. Number 2. Listen to music in English. Do you love music? Well, you're in luck. Listening to music in English can be a fantastic way to improve your language skills without it feeling like a study session. Pick your favorite songs and listen to them carefully. Try to understand the lyrics and sing along. This will not only help with your listening skills, but also improve your pronunciation. If you're unsure about the lyrics, there are plenty of apps and websites that provide the lyrics of your favorite songs. Try reading them while listening. Before you know it, you'll be singing in English without even thinking about it. 3. Play language learning games. Who doesn't love games? Whether it's a mobile app, a board game, or an online quiz, there are plenty of fun games designed to help you learn English. You can try language apps like Duolingo or Memrise that turn vocabulary and grammar practice into interactive games. These apps often use rewards, levels, and challenges to make the process feel more like a game than a study session. And the best part? You won't even realize how much you're learning because you're having so much fun. Number 4, read stories or comics in English. Reading doesn't always have to be a textbook or a difficult novel. Try reading comics or short stories in English. These are often more engaging because they're visual, easy to follow, and fun. Comics, especially, use a lot of dialogues, so you can improve your conversational English. Plus, the pictures help you understand the story without needing to translate every word. If you prefer something a little more immersive, try reading English books in genres you enjoy, whether it's romance, mystery, or adventure. Start with simpler books and gradually work your way up. The more you read, the more you'll get used to how English is used in different contexts. Number 5. Join social media groups or communities. Another fun way to learn is to join online communities where English learners come together. There are plenty of groups on social media platforms like Facebook or Reddit where people share their learning experiences, tips, and challenges. You can chat with other learners in English, share what you've learned, and practice through fun discussions. This interaction will help you get used to using English in a social context, which is essential for real-life conversations. You can even join specific groups that focus on your interests, like cooking, movies, or travel, so you're learning English while talking about things you love. Number 6. Challenge yourself with fun competitions. Finally, why not add a little friendly competition to the mix? You can challenge yourself to learn a certain number of new words or phrases each week and keep track of your progress. You could also join language challenges or events like a 30-day English challenge or a Word of the Day challenge. Competing with yourself or others can push you to learn more and make the process exciting. Why does fun matter? Making learning fun is more than just about enjoying the process. It's about creating a positive association with English. The more you enjoy what you're doing, the less it feels like a task. When you're having fun, you're more likely to stick with it because you don't feel the weight of studying. Plus, fun activities often push you to do them more often, so you'll naturally practice English every day. So how can you make learning fun today? Start by picking one of the activities I just mentioned, whether it's watching a movie in English, singing along to an English song, or joining an online community, and do it for just 10 minutes. Make it part of your daily routine, and soon enough, you'll look forward to it instead of dreading it. Part 3. Study every day and surround yourself with English. Consistency is key. Now, let's move on to 2 more crucial tips that can help you stay motivated in your English learning journey. Studying every day and surrounding yourself with English. These 2 tips are so powerful because they build a habit and create an environment where English becomes a part of your daily life. When you make English a regular part of your routine, learning becomes effortless and even enjoyable. 1. Study every day. Make English a part of your routine. One of the most important things you can do to stay motivated is to study every day. It may sound simple, but it's extremely effective. The key to making progress in any language is consistency. The more you practice, the faster you improve. Let's think about it this way. If you work out at the gym for just 10 minutes every day, over time, you'll get stronger and fitter. It's the same with learning English. Even if you only study for 10 to 15 minutes a day, over weeks and months, you'll notice significant improvement. It's the daily practice that adds up. But the trick here is not to pressure yourself to study for hours. Start small. You don't need to study English for an hour or two every day. If you're busy, that's okay. Just commit to practicing a little bit each day, even 10 or 15 minutes. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn in those short bursts of time. And more importantly, you'll build the habit of studying consistently. The best part, by studying every day, English starts to become a natural part of your life. You won't have to force yourself to learn. It becomes something you do every day, like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. 2. Surround yourself with English. Immerse yourself in the language. The next tip is to surround yourself with English as much as possible. Immersion is one of the most powerful ways to learn a language. Think about it. When you're in an environment where everyone speaks English, it's almost impossible not to pick up new words and phrases. You start to notice how the language is used in everyday life, and it becomes much easier to understand and remember. But don't worry, you don't need to move to an English-speaking country to immerse yourself. There are plenty of ways you can surround yourself with English right where you are. Change your phone settings to English. When you check your messages or browse social media, you'll be exposed to English regularly. Watch TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos in English. Even if you start with subtitles, it's a great way to hear how English sounds in natural conversations. The more you hear it, the more comfortable you'll become. Listen to English podcasts or audiobooks. You can listen to English while doing other tasks like cooking, walking, or cleaning. This allows you to get used to the rhythm and flow of the language without needing to sit down and actively study. Think in English. This one might sound a little tricky at first, but try it. When you're walking in the park, try to think about the trees or buildings in English. Or when you're planning your day, think about your schedule in English. The more you start to think in English, the easier it will become to speak it naturally. 3. Set a routine. Create an English learning habit. The best way to make sure you're studying every day is to create a routine. Routines make things automatic. If you set aside a specific time each day for learning English, it will soon become a part of your daily rhythm. Whether it's first thing in the morning with your coffee or just before bed, pick a time that works for you and stick to it. Consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to study a little bit every day than to cram all your studying into one long session once a week. When you make English a habit, you won't have to think about it. You'll just do it without hesitation. 4. Track your progress. Celebrate the small wins. Another important thing about studying every day is tracking your progress. You might not see changes immediately, but if you keep track of what you're learning, it's incredible how much you'll improve over time. Maybe you've learned 20 new words this week, or had a conversation in English for 5 minutes without feeling nervous. Celebrate these small wins. You can keep a journal or use apps that track your progress. Every time you complete a task or reach a goal, mark it down. Looking back on your progress will show you how much you've accomplished, and that will motivate you to keep going. It's like a little reward system that reminds you that your hard work is paying off. In summary, to stay motivated and keep improving, make English a daily habit. Study a little bit every day, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. Surround yourself with English. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and change your phone settings to immerse yourself in the language. And don't forget to track your progress and celebrate your small victories. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes, and you'll see how much progress you've made without even realizing it. By creating this consistent habit and surrounding yourself with English, it won't feel like studying anymore. It will simply be a natural part of your day. And before you know it, you'll be speaking English with confidence. Part 4. Celebrate progress and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Embrace the journey. Now let's talk about the final 2 pieces of advice that will help you stay motivated. Celebrating progress and not being afraid to make mistakes. These are powerful tools that will not only keep you motivated, but will also help you grow and improve your English skills faster. 1. Celebrate your progress. Even the small wins matter. One of the most important aspects of staying motivated in learning English is to celebrate your progress. We often focus on how far we still have to go, but it's just as important to appreciate how much we've already achieved. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an accomplishment. Maybe you learned a new vocabulary word today, or you understood a sentence in an English movie without subtitles. Maybe you had a conversation with someone in English, even if it was just a few sentences. Whatever it is, celebrate it. This could be as simple as giving yourself a mental high five, telling yourself, "Great job," or even rewarding yourself with something you enjoy, a nice cup of tea, a short break, or some time to relax. By celebrating these small wins, you create a positive feedback loop. The more you celebrate, the more you feel motivated to continue. It's about building momentum, and that momentum will push you forward to bigger goals. So don't wait until you're fluent to feel proud. Every step counts, and every little achievement is something to be proud of. 2. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're part of the learning process. Next, let's talk about making mistakes. One of the biggest reasons people stop learning English is because they're afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you're worried about saying the wrong thing, or you're scared people will laugh at your accent. Let me tell you this. Mistakes are not something to fear. They're something to embrace. Think about it. We all make mistakes. Even native English speakers make mistakes from time to time. Mistakes are a natural part of learning any skill, and they're a key part of the language learning process. The more mistakes you make, the more opportunities you have to learn. Mistakes are not failures. They're steps toward improvement. For example, maybe you try to use a new word in a conversation and the person you're talking to doesn't understand. Instead of feeling embarrassed, ask them what they thought you meant. This will give you valuable feedback and help you improve. The more you practice, the better you'll become. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Don't be afraid to speak, even if you're not 100% sure of the grammar or pronunciation. The more you speak and practice, the more confident you'll become. Over time, you'll make fewer mistakes, and eventually, those mistakes will become memories of how far you've come. To sum it all up, here are the key points from today's episode. 1. Celebrate your progress. Even the smallest wins are important. Recognize them and reward yourself for your efforts. The more you celebrate, the more motivated you'll feel to keep going. 2. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. They help you grow and get better. So embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. It's okay to take your time and enjoy the process. With small achievable goals, fun learning activities, daily practice, and a mindset that embraces mistakes, you'll stay motivated and continue to improve. I hope these tips help you stay on track and make your English learning journey more enjoyable and rewarding. Keep practicing, stay patient, and celebrate every step you take. You're doing amazing, and I'm excited to see how far you'll go. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I'll see you in the next one, where we'll continue exploring ways to improve your English and keep you motivated. Take care and happy learning.